Okay. This is one of the funniest shows that I've seen in a really long time. It pulls back the curtain on Hollywood. It's called The Studio from Apple TV Plus. Have any of you guys caught it yet? Okay. It's my pleasure to introduce you to one of the nicest guys in Hollywood, Ike Barinholtz, who plays Sal Saperstein. Executive producer, James Weaver. Casting director, Melissa Kostenbauer. And Adam Newport-Berra, director of photography. But before we begin the panel, here's your look at the studio.
Greta, yo, I actually meant to talk to you about awards season. Just make sure you keep your winter clear. We have
Okay, Matt.
Cut! I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Greta. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Reset! Back to one! Losing life! Sorry.
Matt, are you okay? Oh no, that looks really bad.
No, it's okay. Just keep rolling!
Medic?
Yeah, you heard the studio head. Let's just get the shot.
Keep shooting!
You should sit down.
It's okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. Roll now. Roll cameras.
Oh my God.
It's okay. Just film more.
Matt, you're bleeding
I'm
everywhere.
okay. Just keep going. Film. No, we need to roll right now. We don't get the shot.
All right.
Clean that up. 30 seconds.
Let's go. You need to stop being so nice to Matt. I know what you're doing.
Do you want to play a commercial?
No, we'll talk about it later.
Okay, can you believe how hard he just fell?
Yes, it was very funny. Go. Come on. Let's go.
Clean up. We are rolling in 15 seconds.
Sarah Polley can really scream. Sarah Polley's got a great scream.
Yeah.
So pissed.
Yeah, she's a mad little lady.
That's one of my favorite episodes so far, that and Ron Howard. But let's start talking about, I want to address the first question I have that everybody has that they're asking me, because when the general public views red carpet premieres and Oscar lunches, everybody thinks that this industry behind the scenes is perfect and beautiful. And you guys all represent different parts of the industry. Is this real?
This is a documentary.
Yeah, 100%.
These are all based on real stories.
This is where we reveal this is a documentary.
Yeah, I mean, there would be times where I'd be like, this is crazy. This would never happen. And Seth goes, this happened to me in 2014. It's real. It's real.
Yeah, the idea for the show was trying to find a story we wanted to tell about the time in our lives that we're all in our mid-40s, Seth and Evan and myself and Pete and Alex. And
I'm just 30.
And we've been, we've had this production company, Point Grey, for 15 years, and we've been making movies and television, and these stories about what it is to talk to your idols about a note that you just don't want to give, or someone really wants to be thanked because of the work they've done on stage, and those are all things that you run into, and we found it a way to it was really a really funny sort of jumping off point for a television show.
Anything you guys would like to add from your side of the industry?
No, I think. Oh, sorry. I've never worked on a set where the crew has felt more seen, and to see half the crew cracking up during a take is really rewarding.
Okay.
Absolutely true.
Melissa, the casting on the show is incredible, from the core cast to the long list of guest stars. How did you begin your job? Was there like a wish list of everyone that they wanted to include?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they started with the scripts and they had, I don't want to call them placeholders, but I think ideal actors that they felt fit into those places. And we just kind of tackled it like a normal casting process and just checked availabilities and who would be open to playing themselves, because a lot of people weren't actually, and just kind of went from there. And if someone couldn't do it or wasn't available, we came up with more lists and talked about more people who would fit in those places.
Yeah, the idea we came early on. The show needed to exist in like the real world of Hollywood, and we talked about how there was going to be Netflix and Disney and then there was just one other legacy studio, Continental Studios, and that was sort of like the tone and idea of how we wanted to make the show. So very early on, it was like, we're going to need actors and directors to come in and really play themselves. And so having that, having each of the scripts with like kind of an ideal of who it could be, and making sure they had a joke, making sure that they weren't just coming in to wave and say, hi, I'm Zac Efron or whatever. Like there was a real joke behind all of them. And it really just came down to Martin Scorsese said yes, and then it all kind of started from there.
For those of us who love you from projects like the Mindy Project and so many others where you're the good guy, Sal Saperstein is quite a character.
We said this is a documentary, right?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Sadly.
What was it that attracted you to the role?
Oh, I mean, I've done so much stuff with Seth and Evan and James and Point Grey, and so when Seth called, it was like years ago. It's like, hey, we're writing a show about Hollywood. I was like, yes, I'm in. Whatever you want to do, that sounds great. And then as I kind of started seeing scripts and kind of seeing the character, I just got really excited. Sal's a guy who has been around for a long time. He's been working in studios since the 90s. And when you meet people who have been working in this business in the 90s, they're like, oh, it was crazy, man. Woo, I'd wake up, drink vodka in the morning, crush up some Adderall, snort it, go to a screening. So it was just, you have these characters who have been around, these survivors who have been around. And to kind of get to play one of these guys, a guy who has managed to still keep this job in a very, very different world, and knowing that at any minute he could be fired or canceled, and there's like a desperation there. So I was very into it, and he gets to say all the horrible things and do all the bad behavior that other normal people don't get to do. So
yeah, he's often relegated with Matt, played by Seth Rogen, the stuff that he doesn't want to do. Like getting Ron Howard to cut that long tribute to his dead cousin.
Dead cousin, yeah.
That was your job.
Yeah, I have to go in and tell Ron Howard that I understand because I also have a dead cousin. And when he's like, what was his name? I just look at him and I go, Ronaldo. So yeah, every episode, there's just so much fun stuff for Sal, and it's such an amazing group that they found the core group to kind of play with, whether it's Han or Chase or Catherine O'Hara. It's insane.
Right?
So it's just it was one of the most fun things I've ever done.
We needed like a group of people who could really understand both improvisation and comedy because of the way we shot it, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit. But Ike just has this. He's incredibly fast and hilarious, just at any time. And so he was literally the first person we thought about when it was time to make the show. It was like we need an executive. We need someone to be kind of like the running mate to Matt. And Ike's just an incredible actor and so funny. So
I'm gonna Venmo you $100 for saying that.
We're supposed to pump each other up.
Adam,
I'll take the $100.
Adam, I'm curious from the script and these ideas, how you approached directing. You're the director of photography, and you also get to do a really cool one-shot.
Yeah, everything's a one-shot.
Everything.
I mean, the second episode is one shot technically, but yeah, we tried to approach every scene as one shot.
We want to know more.
Well, that was.
How many times did you have to do it?
I would say we averaged like
16.
16 was the magic number.
Yeah. But we would rehearse often for the first half of the day, and the first half of the day would just be workshopping the scene, getting the performances where they wanted them, and then we would often spend the second half of the morning just figuring out how to do it. And I would pretend to act like I knew what I was doing and could figure it out, and then I'd go to my crew and we'd spend a few hours trying to dial it in.
I will say, just this man is a genius, and his crew is incredible. And like he said, I've never done this before. Normally on a normal show, you like rehearse once, you block, and then you go, and then you come back and you're shooting. Oh, we're doing like the master. Let's turn around. This is so all-encompassing. Every scene is one take. So every scene is like a play. And Adam was so incredible when we were like blocking the scenes and not just knowing like what was gonna technically look great and make it adhere to this patina, but also like keeping in mind like how this will affect the actors. This is a pitch like maybe Chase can kind of be over here. It was so collaborative between Seth and Evan and him. It just made a very complicated process painless. Like, it was fun. So it was really great.
It was really fun, and I think what was really interesting is we were editing as we were shooting, which I thought was really special. That if the scene was happening and there was a moment that wasn't working, everyone knew it, and we couldn't shy away from it. We couldn't, pretend like, oh, we'll fix that later. We had to sit there, talk about it, work it out as a team, and everyone really relied on each other, and there was a lot of accountability on set that everyone showed up every day just nailing every beat, which I think is, part of the reason why the show works so well.
Now, as funny as these moments are, as we see it played out in the final versions, what was it like behind the scenes? Because I can't imagine you guys did not crack up in so many of these moments.
Oh, we were cracking up. It's very hard to not laugh when Catherine Hahn is talking.
Laugh all the time, and she should just say the most ridiculous things.
Because you don't know what she's going to say. You know it won't be in the script what she's going to say. It's going to be a line. Like, she improvised the line in the first episode when Martin Scorsese's trying to make the Jonestown Kool-Aid movie starring Steve Buscemi. And we don't know how to... Well, she literally improvised the line,
Buscetta.
Steve Buscemi is worst case scenario. And when she said that, like, I literally go... And so, yeah, we were laughing a lot. But at the same time, you don't want to blow the take because you had the chuckles and then have like a 12-minute reset. Oh, yeah, and that shot had a huge jib, and all of a sudden everyone's kind of like passive-aggressively mad at you because you were giggling too much. So you really do have to dial it in a little bit, but there were so many times where I was just like acting.
There's a walk and talk in the Ron Howard scene, the Ron Howard episode too, where they're leaving the theater after having watched a Ron Howard movie that's obviously 45 minutes too long, and she uses the term Delulu at the beginning, and you can watch everybody kind of holding it together, and then it was wonderful because then like Seth's character brings it back. He goes, I'm not being Delulu, and so there she is like writing in the middle of the scene. It was pretty awesome.
But I think the show needs that, subtle chaos and unpredictability, because the technique is so dialed in, and we're really, as a camera team, very specific with what we ask for from the actors, that I think having that rough edge of unpredictability is really important and makes the show alive, because I think it very quickly can die if we overwork it technically.
Melissa, I'm curious, with so many players on the board here, how did you figure out which ones would work well together? Like, are there chemistry tests as far as like putting one episode together?
No, there wasn't chemistry tests, but there was a lot of talk about who fit most appropriately where, and looking for people who actually, for the celebrities specifically, would be in a situation like that, or be directing a film like that, or starring in a film like that. And Seth and Evan and Pete and Alex and Frida and James are very specific about how they really wanted to make sure the authenticity was there, and so we looked for that a lot. And then in terms of smaller characters, they were going to be acting with a lot of heavy hitters and a lot of people who were really funny and the top of their game, and just making sure that we were populating the scenes in the world with people who could hang and, contribute to the scene versus getting kind of stomped on.
It was staggering how many people were on this show.
Yes.
Like, there's an episode that's set at the Golden Globes, and it was crazy. Like, because you don't read like everything on the call sheet, and so you would just be there, and you're acting, and you're like, oh damn, there's Gene Smart. They got Gene Smart. Oh wow. Oh cool. Oh man, that's Aaron Sorkin. Like, it was just crazy. It was crazy how many people showed up to do this. It was wild.
One of my favorite, the Golden Globes episode was by far the one that had the most people coming in, and Aaron Sorkin and Quinta Brunson, but Quinta was really funny. She's a friend, and she came for like 2 lines or something. It was just really, really, really lovely. And she came in and she was dressed like she was going to the Golden Globes. I'm like, Quinta, you look amazing. She's like, I know, it's great. I have another award thing to go to after this. I'm just like stopping here, doing my line, and then going to an event.
That's how
And I'm
real
like,
it is.
That's because you're Quinta Brunson. It's amazing. So,
Well, you guys talk a lot about Deadline on there, so if you need a reporter, I mean, I may know somebody.
Noted.
Yeah, we've already cast it. It's going to be played by David Krumholtz. Just throwing that out there.
James, the most comments that we seem to get, although we have a lot of people wanting Alphabet City, when is Point Grey going to announce on Deadline that we're getting the Kool-Aid movie?
yeah, look, wait for it. It's going to be summer 2027.
If we're being honest, if Point Grey was going to make any movie in our fictional slate, it would be Duh-Apocalypse with Johnny Knoxville, where you infect zombies with diarrhea. That would be the movie you guys are going to make for sure, and I would love to be in it.
It's why we love Ike so much. We're just going to roll the clip here for Duh-Apocalypse.
I'm voicing the diarrhea. Thank you,
The
James.
diarrhea is a paid character. All right, to close up, guys, James, season 2, what can is that moving forward? Do you have more stories to tell?
We have lots of more stories to tell. We are at the mercy of the overlords in Apple and Cupertino. So when they say go, we'll go ahead and
Call the customer service number on your iPhone.
1-800
Demand season 2.
Actually, if you can all go to the Apple store after this and just say, I'm here for a new iPhone and Studio season 2, that'd be great.
Well, thank you guys so much. And if you haven't been watching the studio, Apple TV Plus, thank you so much
Thank
to
you, Rose.
IJ's, Melissa,